Level 1. The Stranger. You are 23 years old, and you balance tires for $14.50 an hour in a border city of 91,000 people. Your apartment costs $780 a month and shares a wall with a laundromat. Your car is a 2009 sedan with 168,000 miles and a driver's window that sticks. Every Tuesday you eat at the same taqueria, because Tuesday is when the al pastor comes off a fresh spit. She comes in at 1:15 with two other girls. Jeans. No jewelry. She orders horchata in a paper cup and pays with a bill so new it sticks to the counter. You talk about nothing. The heat, the music, the fact that you both hate cilantro, which feels, briefly, like destiny. She writes her number on the back of your receipt. 10 digits in blue ink. You will keep that receipt longer than you keep the car. Outside, across the lot, a man on a motorbike lifts a phone and photographs your license plate. He has been there the whole time. You don't notice. You are busy noticing her. Her name is Soft. Her last name is Not. That night you type it into a search bar, the way everyone does. The results are quiet, in a way that feels arranged. A produce company, a cattle ranch. One newspaper story, 11 years old, where every face in the photograph is blurred except a girl of about 12, holding a woman's hand. You close the laptop. You tell yourself every family has history. You text her. Tacos again Thursday. She replies in 40 seconds. Somewhere, in a room you will not see for 2 more years, a man is handed a folder with your name on it. Your job, your rent, your mother's address. The folder is thin. That is a compliment. You have no idea what you just agreed to. An ordinary man never gets to choose the moment his life forks. He only gets to choose the girl. Level 2. The Boyfriend. You are 24, and the word is official now, though no one official has said it. She never lets you pick her up at her house. She meets you in parking lots, in plazas, at the 740 movie. She always sits facing the door. You think it is a quirk. You will learn it is training. Some nights, a gray pickup idles at the far end of the lot and leaves when you leave. You mention it once. She says her family worries and changes the song. She laughs with her whole chest. She remembers that your mother's knees ache in the cold. She eats at your table like the food costs something, because to you it does, and she knows it, and she never once makes you feel it. One Saturday she buys you a rooster keychain from a market stall. $3, painted tin, and says it is for luck. You clip it to your keys that afternoon. It never comes off. You learn things in a specific order. You learn she went to boarding school in another state. You learn she has not posted a photo of her face online since she was 15. You learn her phone is a cheap model with a cracked screen, $40 anywhere, and that a second one, identical, lives in the glove box and only rings. You tell yourself you can walk away whenever you want. You can't, not because anyone is stopping you, because of the way she says your name, like it is a place she is from. She is the easiest person you have ever talked to and the hardest person to know. One night she goes very still and says that if you meet her father, you cannot unmeet him. You say you understand. You do not understand. Attention is a current. You are already in it, waist deep, telling yourself you are only standing near the water. Level 3. The Guest. You are 25, and the invitation comes on a Wednesday, for a Sunday. The drive takes 50 minutes. On the last stretch of road, you pass 3 men under a tarp who are not selling anything. One speaks into a radio as you go by. Nobody stops you. Your plate is already on a list, and today the list says, expected. The ranch is not what the movies promised. No gold, no tigers, white walls, tile floors, a private chapel the size of your apartment, and 31 relatives who all stop talking for 1 full second when you walk in. Her father is 58 and shakes your hand softly, the way men do when they have nothing left to prove. He asks what you do. You say tires. He nods like it is the correct answer. Honest weight, he says. You can feel it in the hands. In the kitchen, a candle of San Judas burns on the windowsill in a $4 glass. Her mother keeps it lit for the ones who travel. In this house, everyone travels. You eat. You pass dishes. You compliment the aguachal and mean it. Under the table your hands shake, and you pass the tortillas anyway. Lunch runs 3 hours. You learn the family the way you learn a language. The loud uncle, the silent uncle, The grandmother whose chair nobody else ever uses. Nobody mentions a business. There is only the work, said the way farmers say the weather. Enormous, ambient, decided somewhere else. Politeness is the first fence. You are inside it now. On the way out, her father rests a hand on your shoulder and tells you to come back. It is warm. It is also not optional. Her mother hands you leftovers wrapped in foil and walks them to your car herself. That means something here. You do not know what yet. You drive home under a sky full of stars and one helicopter, and you cannot stop smiling. Level 4, the tested. You are 26, and the favors begin, small as coins. Drive her aunt to the airport. Leave an envelope with a lawyer, whose office has no sign. Collect a cousin from a bus station at midnight, and ask him nothing. Each favor is easy. Each favor is watched. You learn later there was never an aunt who needed a ride. There were only tests, and you kept passing them. You tell yourself you are just driving. Driving is never just driving. The envelope was probably documents. The cousin was probably fine. Probably is the word you start living in. Probably has a spare room, and you move in. A man you have never met calls you the boyfriend at a gas station and pays for your fuel before you can reach your wallet. When you protest, he looks genuinely confused. In this world, a favor is a door that only opens inward. You start seeing the lookouts now. Boys on motorbikes, on corners, under tarps by the toll booth. They see you seeing them. One of them nods. Being known is a kind of safety. Being known is a kind of custody. You are ready for none of it, and you are already inside it. She watches you absorb all of this, quietly, for months. Then one night she asks the only question that matters. Do you want to go? She means it. There is a version of your life where you say yes, and it is a good life, and it is smaller, and she is not in it. You say nothing. You reach across the table and hold her hand. Level 5, the fiancé. You are 27, and the ring costs $2,900, 5 months of skipped lunches and overtime Saturdays. You propose at the taqueria, at the Tuesday table, because it is the only place that was ever only yours. She cries into the horchata. She says yes twice, as if once might not hold. The next week a watch arrives at your apartment in a plain box. No card. It is worth more than your car. You understand it is from her father, and you understand you cannot return it. And you understand, finally, that in this family, gifts are receipts. You think the wedding is for you. It is an announcement. 900 guests. You know 31 of them. The cathedral closes to the public on a Tuesday afternoon behind a printed sign that says maintenance. The bride arrives in a white armored SUV. A band you grew up hearing on the radio plays for 4 hours, is paid in cash from a duffel bag, and thanks the family by a name nobody says into the microphone. Men you have never met embrace you and take your measure in the same motion. Her cousins study you over champagne. Certain politicians do not attend and send gifts anyway. Your mother sits in the second row in a new dress she would not let you see the price of. She squeezes your hand. She loves you, she says. I checked. At midnight, her father dances with his daughter, and 900 people watch a man who owns everything hold the one thing he cannot protect from himself. You are the happiest you have ever been. Memorize this room. You will spend the next 20 years trying to walk back into it. Level 6. The husband. You are 29, and married life is quieter than the wedding promised. A house appears. Not a mansion. A good house. 4 bedrooms. A lemon tree in the yard. In a neighborhood where no doorbell has a camera because nothing here ever needs recording. The deed is in your name. You did not buy it. You signed where the lawyer's finger tapped. Your daughter is born in a private clinic at 4:12 in the morning. 7 pounds, 1 ounce. The nurses are kind, then careful, in that order. When you carry her to the glass, 4 men you did not hire are already standing in the hallway, and men will stand in hallways for the rest of her life. You quit the tire shop. Nobody made you. Everybody expected it. You tell your boss it is for family. It is the first time you use the word the way they use it. That night, your wife finds you in the kitchen, holding your old work shirt, name stitched over the pocket. She takes it from your hands, folds it the way her mother folds things for the dead, and puts it in the back of the closet, where you can find it and never will. You have never been safer. You have never been more owned. Sundays are the ranch now. You carve meat at the grill beside her father, and slowly you learn to read the yard, who gets waved over, who waits, who is left waiting on purpose. He never tells you what the work is. He tells you instead. A man who asks fewer questions, hears fewer lies. You nod. You are learning the grammar. At night you hold your daughter and do the arithmetic you promised yourself you would never do. What she inherits. When. From whom. Level 7. The useful one. You are 33, and you are good with numbers, which in most families is a compliment, and in this one is a career. It starts with a single car wash, handed to you like a test. You pass it. Within 3 years, it is 4 car washes, a trucking firm with 11 trucks, a produce warehouse, and a highway hotel that is always exactly 40% full. You declare $118,000 a year. You pay every tax early. Your books are beautiful. That is the job. Beautiful books. You promise her the businesses are clean. Some of them are. One Tuesday tells you everything. You sign for a shipment of limes that exists. Then you sign for one that doesn't, and your hand does not shake, and that is the worst part of the day. You never touch product. You never see product. You see invoices, pallets of limes, diesel receipts, payroll for men who wash trucks that are already clean. You tell yourself you sell limes. The limes are real. That is exactly what makes it work. You learn 3 words in your first year. Structure, layering, integration. You do not learn them from a textbook. Other families know your name now. At a baptism in another state, a man from a different organization toasts you by name and watches your face while he does it. You lift your glass and hold his eyes and feel your pulse hammer in your wrists. Her father starts calling you before he calls his sons. You notice. His sons notice. Blood forgives. Business doesn't. At home she asks how work was. You say fine. It is the first lie of your marriage. She holds your eyes 1 second too long, then passes you the salt. She knows. She lets it stand. It is the truest thing either of you said all day. Level 8. The Confidant. You are 38, and the years move like weather now. You sit at the small table now, the one in the ranch kitchen where the real decisions happen after the long table is cleared. 5 chairs. One of them is yours. In March, her middle brother stops answering his phone. Tomas, the loud uncle's favorite, the one who taught your daughter to whistle through her fingers. In April, his truck is found 400 miles north, washed, keys in the visor. No one says the word. Where there is no body, there is no word. That Sunday you watch her mother carry the San Judas candle from the windowsill to the center of the long table and light it. 31 relatives eat around a $4 glass. Nobody moves it. His chair stays where it is. That night your wife stands at the window in the dark and whistles once, softly, through her fingers, the way he taught your daughter. Then she gets into bed and holds on to you until morning. There is a war on that no one calls a war. Routes redrawn, songs gone quiet on the radio. Your daughter's school builds a second gate. Her father ages a decade in 18 months. His hands stay soft, his eyes do not. One night, alone at the grill, he tells you the only thing he will ever tell you about the work. I built a house with no doors out. I knew it while I built it. I built it anyway, because outside there was nothing. You hold your wife that night and understand that you married her the way rain marries a river. The quietest man in the room owns it. You have not raised your voice in 4 years. Level 9. The sun. You are 44 when the helicopters come, on a Tuesday, at 6:40 in the morning. They take him at the ranch, in his pajamas, in the chapel where he was praying alone. He does not run. Men who owe him everything burn 11 vehicles across 3 highways by 8 a.m., and it changes nothing. By noon, he is on a plane north. You hope the trial changes things. It changes the address. The brothers stop speaking to each other. 2 cousins arrive at the ranch armed, uninvited. 3 businesses freeze payroll on the same Friday, waiting to see who blinks first. The lawyers want money. The other families circle politely, like relatives at a will reading. Everyone turns toward the quiet one, with the beautiful books. You spend 48 hours moving between houses, saying almost nothing, listening to everything. You tell the older brother that a war feeds 4 other families' lawyers and starves his own children. You tell the warehouse manager to pay wages before anyone has to ask twice. Nobody thanks you. 37 families eat that week Because one argument never happened. You are not the head of anything yet. You are only the reason nothing fell. Your wife sits across from you at your own kitchen table at 3 in the morning. Your daughter asleep upstairs and asks the question she asked you at 26. Do you want to go? There are deals on offer now. Doors, a country with snow, new names for all three of you. You look at your hands. You think of a receipt with 10 digits in blue ink, still in your wallet, soft as cloth after 20 years. You never chose this life. You chose her, every single day. And the life came folded inside the choosing. Stay, you say. We hold it together, or it eats everyone we love. She nods. She already knew. She married you the way rain marries a river too. Level 10. The head of the table. You are 51, and Sundays are yours now, not the work. The work sits in a dozen careful hands, and yours are 2 of them. What you hold is the table, the seating, the peace, which cousin gets funded, and which gets a quiet no, who marries whom, and what that redraws on a map you have never seen printed. You carve the meat now. Men wait in the yard to be waved over, some left waiting on purpose. Count the cost, because the top always sends an invoice. You have not eaten alone in a restaurant in 19 years. You have not driven your own car on a whim since you were 34. Your taqueria is a pharmacy now. Tuesday is just a day. In your desk there is one drawer that locks, and there is nothing criminal in it. The receipt with 10 digits in blue ink. The tin rooster, paint worn down to metal. Her first $40 phone, cracked screen, dead 10 years. The watch you have never worn once. A man's whole life fits in one drawer, if it was ever really his. Her father calls on Sundays from a prison where it snows. 12 minutes, recorded. He never asks about the work. He asks about the lemon tree. You did not build this. You did not want this. You only ever loved the girl. You only ever loved the girl. Some evenings, after everyone leaves, you stand under the lemon tree alone. The fruit still falls in the same corner of the yard every summer. You think of $14.50 an hour. You think of a receipt. You think of a girl who ordered horchata and paid with a bill so new it stuck to the counter. It feels impossible that one Tuesday could become an entire life. Then, on a Tuesday, it happens. Your daughter is 22. She stops at a taqueria 2 towns over with 2 friends and orders horchata in a paper cup. A young man at the counter, 23, tire grease under his nails, honest weight in his hands, makes her laugh about cilantro. She writes her number on the back of his receipt, 10 digits in blue ink. Across the lot, a man on a motorbike lifts a phone and photographs his license plate. He doesn't notice. He is busy noticing her. Tonight, someone will hand you a thin folder. You will open it gently, the way a soft handshake opens. You already know everything inside it. You were everything inside it. He has no idea what he just agreed to. Neither did you. No one ever does. They just choose the girl.